the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
Hey guys, welcome back to the LG Ultragear presents TEC Gauntlet Season 3 powered by Crucial. Our apparel partner is 656, accessories partner is Cosmic Byte, and our esports partner is Aimlab. Now, we are already done with the first game for the day. We are about to start with the second one. Let's take a look at the schedule of the day and see what all matches have we seen so far and what we are about to witness. We just saw Seoul versus Team Valor, and Team Seoul Esports was able to trash Team Valor on Ascent just a few hours ago. Now we have EXO going up against Godparticles. Universe, what are your expectations from this match?
I think this is probably going to be a match of three maps. I think God Particles are a team where, uh, to be honest, we've not really seen their full potential yet. It's a bunch of players who've come in from the F1 ranks. You know, the three players that we know: Knight Rider, Scar God, and Shivy. And they are huddled up with two or three interesting players who, have formed this team together, who we've seen before. But I think that they still need a little bit more experience in terms of a team to try and maybe make their way to the top tier of Valorant. Whereas EXO, well, they are right now the current unbeaten team in this group where they are facing off God Particles. So it's definitely going to be a difficult matchup for God Particles because I think EXO are definitely in the driving seat right now and they could go unbeaten all the way.
All right, now that you've mentioned it, let's take a look at actually how much disparity exists between these two teams. We'll take a look at the group standings and see where these teams lie exactly, who is in how much hot water, who's in trouble, and who's not. Now, as far as we know, Team EXO is firmly in the lead. They've played every match so far and they've won it. It was clean.
Mm-hmm.
6 out of 6 wins. This is the seventh game that they're going to be facing. Their last game of this season, at least in the group stages. If they win this one, then they will be the potentially first team in the history of Gauntlet to have a flawless group stage run. Nobody has been able to do it before. If God Particles win this one, well, then EXO don't really care. They are still on the top. They will still be able to make it to the playoffs, except their, unbeaten record will be tarnished.
Yeah, I think I just might have to correct you a bit there, Crips. I think in season one, it was Velocity and Global Esports who went unbeaten.
Oh, oh,
Yeah,
damn.
they went.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
they
my
went
bad
unbeaten
then.
in their respective groups. But hey,
But it
EXO's.
stands true for this season.
Yeah, for this season for sure. Yeah, EXO are going to be the first team to go unbeaten throughout. It could be Velocity in the other group if they finish up their season as well. But in this, you can see the disparity among not just EXO and God Particles, but the rest of the table as well. Nobody else is going to reach that number of 6 now. We know that for sure because everybody's finished a minimum of maybe 3 or 4 matches. And these guys are going to go with 7-0-14 if they win today. But hey, God Particles, they've had 2 losses and 1 win. And that's all about their story has been for now. Whereas one team is going to be finishing up their group stage season, the other is just reaching the halfway point. Now, I want to know from you, how do you think God Particles should be taking this? Because EXO is definitely a team that were thinking, okay, we faced them. How do we face them? What can we do? Because they've been on an absolute roll. They've got Sai, who's, had a complete, his own iteration of amazing hot rod red form, where he's on the MVP standings, he's on the player spotlight, he's doing everything, as that versatile role that he plays for a team. How do God Particles approach this?
I think they're just going to have to play their own game. If they try to overthink too much, if they try to read into Team EXO, well, then they'll just be walking into a trap. That's what they want them to do. Just play your own game, and I think that's the only way that God Particles can actually make an impact in this thing. And I say that because Team EXO has some really, really strong players. We'll take a look at the MVP standings, and you'll see why I said this. I think Sai from this team, TEAMXO, is currently sitting at the second spot. 243 kills. That's the highest kills anyone has in the tournament so far. And even his KD is pretty damn impressive.
Yeah, indeed. He is looking to give Deathmaker a run for his money. Deathmaker hasn't really played in the recent few matches, but he's going to be back soon. Velocity are going to be playing a game in the coming days, but this is the last match for Sai to maybe bolster his position in the MVP standings, because he can go ahead and maybe drop, you never know. Maybe if he drops in another 20 bomb for 3 maps, if that is the case, he could touch the 300 mark, but he needs to make that happen, which is a difficult process if at all we see 3 maps. Because looking at EXO, I'm not quite sure if we're going to see a 3rd map. With the way they're playing, they might just take this a 2-0.
Yep, maybe a 2-0 is a possibility. I mean, Team Godparticles is going to need all the energy that they can get, all the energy that they can muster in order to bring to this match. And if you guys want your energy, go ahead and grab these Red Bull cans, scan that QR code that's flashing on the bottom right-hand side of your screen right now to get your own Red Bull cans. But now that you mentioned about the MVP standings, let's take a look at the lineups of these teams and see exactly which person has what to offer. We're going to be starting off with Team XO.
Yeah, a team that I honestly think have come a long way since their iterations of multiple, lineups that they've put up, with the core being of Wimp, Psy, and Blackhawk. Excali came in. He came in pretty early, but he stood, and now they've even got Ghost. And this is a team that, to be very honest, they were finalists last season, right? They took a map off of Velocity. They came into the finals. They did their best, but they couldn't really get it all towards the end. But this time around, they've had no losses. They are the kings of their group, and they could finish it on the best note possible. And going into the playoffs, EXO could probably be the team to beat apart from Velocity, because this time they have a much better understanding of how they want to attack their opponents. Even though there are more competitive teams this time around, EXO seem like they've just gone a step above the others, and they are ready to take down, the 2-time winners Velocity. And maybe, you never know, this could be their season, EXO.
This definitely could be their season. If they go undefeated in the group standings, well, they pretty much have a decent amount of confidence riding on them already when they go into the playoffs, and they have a chance to make it big even over there. But in this team, any one particular player that you think we should be keeping our eyes on?
I'm just gonna say that it's probably gonna be Psy. I have no other words. He's on the MVP standings. He is the top kill getter right now. It's just amazing the way he has, just improved himself personally. As he's not even a duelist. Everybody on the MVP standings, probably the following 2-3 members, are also duelists, and this guy is the only one there who plays a Sova, who plays a KO, who even plays a Killjoy at times if need be, and he's still the highest kill getter. So that says a lot about him.
Let's head over to the crucial MVP spotlight, player spotlight from the side of Team EXO, and we'll see exactly how much these guys contribute to their team. Like you said, even though his main character happens to be Sova, he is pretty versatile with the Killjoy, with the KO. Sometimes he even picks up the duelist. I don't think he does it anymore, but there was a time when Sai used to be the default duelist, sometimes playing the Phoenix or even the Jet at this time. So the only thing that we haven't seen him play yet is probably a controller. He's played every other role.
Yeah, he has played every other role. He's picked up the KO. I think I've seen him play the Cypher once in a while. He's even played, the Sky. He's just an overall, guy you can depend upon to fill in any role in the team, and he will, make sure that he justifies that role to the best of his abilities. And having been one of the most influential players in the last couple of years in the Indian gaming scene, I think Sai, this is his time to lead his team to, a big victory.
Yeah. But now that we've already spoken about Sai and his teammates, let's take a look at what their opponents are bringing to the table. Let's take a look at the MVP standings and the team lineup of Team Godparticles over here. We have Shivi, Logister, Scar God, Ember, and Knight Rider. Now, some of you people might remember them as an old team from Delhi who used to play CSGO quite a lot, and Godparticles is not a new name. They've been around for quite a long time. It's just that this is the first time that they are getting a chance to play independently in Valorant. Otherwise, before this, they used to be under different banners or under different lineups, maybe even under some different organizations. But now that they're independent, they're back again as Godparticles, and they want to prove to the world that with or without support, they can still make it.
Yeah, that is true. They are. This is, if you look at this team, it is a really competent team. They have a great set of players. Logista has been one of the best players for their team. Shivy, as the IGL, is a big brain that everybody fears, to be honest. He's got these crazy stress that he brings up. And not to forget, we have Scar God, who is a duelist controller, player who keeps shifting between his roles. And his aim at on his best days is, well, nothing short of a miracle, because you don't want to be on the other end of that Vandal that he wields. No, he's just, all of these players individually just as good, and this is their time to maybe show that they can fight the big dogs. But how big of a dog they actually can handle, if it's a size like XO, who've been at the top of their game, we're gonna have to find out as the game begins.
To deal with the big dogs, you need the big brains and the big brawn. Let's take a look at the most muscular guy in this team, the player spotlight presented by Crucial for Team Godparticles, and it is none other than Logista. Now, I don't know if that's what his name is, right? I don't know if Galra, if I'm not wrong, that's what his real name is. And he does play the Killjoy quite often. But let's be honest, as aggressive of a player he is, it's very surprising that he can actually extract value out of the Killjoy. Most Sentinels are expected to hang back, but this guy, he doesn't go up in your face, but he has a good way to gather information, even just by being present in an area, even if he's not peeking. His game sense and the contribution to the team is immaculate that way, simply because he has a good read on the game. And that's what this whole team is all about. Everyone has the same tendencies. They can still hold their positions. They don't need to over-aggress, but they will have an idea of what their opponents are doing. That sixth sense is present in almost every member of Godparticles over here. There's a reason they're called Godparticles. They can sense the thought of their enemies just by being present in a particular area. So that's one thing that Logista brings to the table, and that's one thing why his teammates rely on him so much. Players like Knight Rider, Shivy, all of these are much more aggressive players than him, but they all can be safe. They can rely upon this guy to watch their backs while they continue to do all the good work in the front lines. But
Yeah.
where are the front lines this time? Let's take a look where the battle will take place when we look at the map video.
I should believe. Okay, this is rather interesting. I would have expected a split to be there for Team EXO, but they've interestingly gone for Ascent, which is not something that I've seen them do in the recent past, but looks like they're good with it. Godparticles, they're obviously going to go for their strongest map, Haven. EXO are not too bad at it either, but I'm not really convinced by these three maps as to what I can expect. I think EXO still have the upper hand, maybe 55-45, but I'm not quite sure why they would. If Split was banned, I understand by Godparticles, but how do you feel about this, Chris?
I feel kind of weird that Godparticles are the ones who picked up Haven. I understand why they might have banned Split. It's too puggish of a map. While they were under the banner of F1, they might have liked it, but at one point, Split becomes so F1-ish that everyone knows how to counter them now. Everyone knows what they like to do. So it's good that they, take it out of the mix and explore other maps too. Ascent is just, the standard Indian map. Every team plays it, so I can't really guarantee who's going to win over here. Even though EXO have picked it, I think the one thing that Godparticles will need to do is not be afraid of taking risks, not be afraid of playing aggressively, going in the faces of Team EXO. EXO is the kind of team that is very momentum heavy. If you give them a lot of map control, they will steal it away from you and they will shut you down, box you into a corner, practically jail you in your own house. That's what they will do. So just try not to give them too much momentum in Ascent. In Haven, though, I don't know what to expect. Haven is one of the stronger maps of Team EXO. If Godparticles wants to challenge them on their turf, they better bring their A game.
Yeah, that is true. This is going to be a really, really down and dirty street fight between these two teams, if at all. I would say that if you would consider the side of God Particles as a team that, like you said, they know that they can hold, but they don't really do. They want to aggress at times. Multiple times we've seen them, especially Knight Rider with the operator. We know how good that man is on the jet. The way these guys play around with making him the pivoting role for his team, where he's the one who goes and gets a kill, whether it's on defense or on offense. They depend on him to try and find those openings, followed up by Scargod, I believe. It is going to be a difficult one for EXO as well. They need to be careful about how and where Knight Rider is going to be present, because Knight Rider, back in the days of F1, used to thrive on Ascent like a maniac. I've seen him round after round. This guy used to go either B main, A main, A short, where he's so unpredictable with the way he plays his operated positions that you don't realize where he's going to play next. There's no set, pattern for him. Okay, round number 3, he's on A. Round number 4, he's on B. There's nothing as such. He can go anywhere and everywhere. And as we are going to be moving into the agent selection, guys, Crips, I just want you to tell me, what do you think that could be the one detriment on the side of EXO that maybe could give God Particles an advantage?
Okay, I think what they will probably need to do is somehow find a way to shut down Blackhawk. If Blackhawk picks up his Astra, he can be anywhere on the map and still support his team. But already I see a curveball. Ghost is picking
Okay.
up the Astra, and Blackhawk is picking up the Sky.
Oh, it looks like okay. Looks like things have gone wrong. Yep, definitely. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. Ghost was not supposed to lock in. I think he locked in Astra by mistake.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
that would
what I was
have gone
thinking.
in, I really would have wanted to see EXO. I don't know what the hell they were doing, but yeah, Ghost is the one who has quit the server. He's hit the Alt F4 like we all do sometimes. When those insta lockers come in and just like, yeah, we're not playing this. But unfortunately, he's gonna get the chance to reimburse his mistake, and we're gonna go into the agent selection soon. But if you did look at the other side, we had a really interesting combination. I think Scargod is the one who's going to be playing a secondary duelist. If he is, I think that could be in the works if we see it, because that's been a little bit of a case in the recent times in Ascent, where we see a secondary duelist come in. It was usually, we have a Jet, we have a Killjoy, Sova. If you want to put a Sky in there, put a Sky, and we have a controller, right? So double initiator always works. But the double duelist meta is slowly creeping back in. I've seen Soul do it. I've seen I think it was Valor. No, I'm not quite sure. But there was a couple of teams who did do it. Sus Squad did it. They do it multiple times. They stick with that double duelist meta, and they do it quite a few times on Ascent. So if God Particles think that they can make it work against EXO, well and good, because I don't think that we're gonna see the side of EXO pull out that card. Excali maybe on the Jet, or maybe Ghost maybe on the Sage. I don't know what they're gonna be playing. We're gonna find out soon enough. But I want to know from you: do you think the double duelist meta should come back? Is it viable on the Ascent?
Why not? Why not? I mean, it is a puggish map at the end of the day. So whether you play a double initiator, or whether you play a double duelist, or whether you keep a Sky and make her play as a pseudo initiator, pseudo duelist, doesn't matter what you do, doesn't matter what your agent lineup is. It just matters how good you are at getting map control with it. Some people will pick up the rays and use the boombot to clear all the corners. Some people will pick up the Sky, use the flashes as mini recon dots and gather information. No matter what you do, you're still gathering information or clearing out corners with that thing. Even a
Yeah.
breach is pretty damn potent on a map like Ascent. So I probably wouldn't be surprised if that happens too. Although I did see one thing, and that was one person in the side of God Particles trying to hover over an Omen instead of the Astra.
Mhm.
Now, I haven't really seen Omen in Ascent in quite a long time. It's
Yeah.
not like he's not viable. Yeah, some of the one-way smokes that Omen can use on a map like Ascent can be devastating. But again, after all the nerfs he's got, I don't know if he's just viable anymore. Definitely in the right hands, he can do the same thing that Astra does, give cover to your teammates, placing smokes and whatnot. But some of the angles that can be cleared, and especially the post-plant potential in an Astra with the whole gravity well stopping anyone from diffusing and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
If you consider all of that, the Astra just offers a lot more, how do I say this, value in the map of Ascent. Maybe on Split, if you pick up an Omen, I can understand. There's a lot more verticality over there. You can teleport around. There's plenty of spots to mind game. Plus, the amount of smokes the amount of one-way smokes you can put up in a map like Split are insane. In Ascent, there's just a few spots that you can use it on. So, again, it's not that effective. Not as effective as it would have been in other maps. But hey, as long as you guys are comfortable with the agents you're picking up, as long as you're able to do the job, it's all good. It's all G.
Yep, it is gonna be all good if you are comfortable with what you want to play. It doesn't. Sometimes you would say that the Omen is more viable when before the nerf, at least. Let's go to the agent selection and see if at all we're gonna see an Omen. I don't think so, but hey,
Yeah, me
let's
neither.
see if Ghost is gonna pick up that Astra once again. It's gonna be fun. No, it's not. He's gonna go for the Sky as you would expect. Excali is gonna be the one on the Jet. And we have a interesting lineup over here. Sky on the other side. Scargod could go for it. He's known to play it. Blackhawk picks up the Astra as EXO are out and ready. It's only Scargod now who is going to be making us think about what he's going to be playing, whether it's going to be Sky, whether he's going to go for a secondary duelist, or, I don't know, throw in a KO. No, okay, race.
Ooh.
Oh, that is. Yep,
Oh.
I knew it. Yep, there it is. They
Ooh.
are going for the double duelist setup. I would have probably wanted to see a flashing duelist, maybe a Phoenix. It's been a long time since I think we've seen a Phoenix come in.
Yeah, way too
I
long.
genuinely don't know. In my opinion, Phoenix is a great agent. I think a self-sufficient, not just a self-sufficient duelist in terms of flashing and giving damage. He also can heal himself like Reyna, but with his own utility, like multiple the hot hands or the wall. I think I would love to see a Phoenix meta come back, but hey, it's up to the Rays now. So they've got some explosivities, we've got some flashes, we've got some jets. Let's head to the server and see what they can tear up. And as we move in, I'm excited to know who exactly is gonna be coming and using their abilities to the best, because if you look at the thing, it is that you always want to have a Sky and a Sova because of the amount of information both of these agents can get together, right?
Yeah,
but then Raze is Raze.
Yeah, I mean, there's a limit to what you can do with this information. If you gather information but you don't act on it, if you don't rotate or you start preemptively positioning, then all that information is going to be useless. So I think that's probably why Godparticles have gone for a double duelist setup in the first place. They just want to play aggressively and they don't want to overthink, which is important. Most teams fail against EXO because they start to overthink. That's one great thing about EXO. Blackhawk already picking up Scargod, clearing out the path for his team to move towards market. A Nebula comes in and locks out one of the defenders inside that B main area, only to be taken out by Wimp. Everyone's falling like flies, and Ember is on the opposite end of the map.
Yeah, he's left all alone. He's got nothing to do. Sai's probably going to take him out. Oh, Sai eats a bullet. And both of them, okay.
Finish him already.
Just a really great exchange of bullets there. Not at all awkward. Nope. Early on, we've got a great sense of fighting material here. And it's EXO to take the first one, as they take an easy approach, to be honest. It just when after, like dominoes, everybody fell apart on the side of Godparticles. And now that they're in eco, it should be another easy round. It is the default setup from EXO. They're holding on towards B, while towards A they make a couple of strides, and mid as well. But there is a stack onto A, Crips, and this should be a little bit of a problem if EXO choose to go there.
Yeah, but EXO are planning to move there via the catwalk area. And while all of this is happening, Godparticles move forward to take control of A main. They discover that nobody is really present over there. Ghost, on the other hand, with the flashes, he determines that most of the people of Team Godparticles are trying to aggress towards A main, so they probably should avoid that area. If they get enough information about the absence of defenders on B side, then they'll start to head over there. And while they haven't gathered that information, actively, they have a fair idea about what could happen. And that's why they're going to swarm inside the B site while putting down the swarm grenades and keep all the defenders at bay. Easy spike plant, nobody on site, 5v5 retake. No guns available on the defenders. Should be a confirmed round for EXO.
Yeah, maybe 1 or 2 kills at the max. Sai could be that kill because here comes a grenade and there's 4 players as well. And they're going to be taking that Sai. That's going to be an easy kill, but I don't know if they're going to get more Logista spotted out here. And it's going to be Excalibur to come and take his life for himself. And he will. This round is just a slow descent to the second round for Eggs. So they're just holding on for exit frags at this point.
Yeah, maybe steal a Spectre or two. I mean, considering that they were on an eco this round, EXO will still go for a bonus in the next if they can carry their weapons forward, and Godparticles will have a full buy in the next round, no matter what happens. If they can just make sure that EXO don't carry any Spectres forward, then they can probably get an economic advantage in the next round and tie things up at 2-1.
And that's exactly what's happened. No Spectres were carried forward, and now the entire team of EXO is going to be forced to reinvest into this round. And you can see they're not really as comfortable as they want to be. 1 Spectre in the hands of Sai, 2 players with half armor, that's Excalibur and Ghost. And they need to just be careful about how they approach this round, because the other side is going to have a full-fledged buy, except for Ember. Yeah, who's going to be saving that Spectre, and he's going to be playing a little more passively.
He also has like $1,700 spare, so the only reason Ember probably switched to a Spectre is because he was lacking like $200 or $300 just shy of it to buy a proper weapon like Phantom or a Vandal, and he didn't want to sacrifice on any utility. That's that's probably why he has a Spectre in the first place. Also, he's playing towards mid, which I don't think is the best place for a Spectre to be, unless he can capitalize on the alarm bot. That's probably what he's going to be doing, and he's got his sight set towards the stars on A main, probably indicating that he wants his team to play aggressively in that location. But after seeing all these utility being dumped into the B side and everyone's moving through like this, Logista getting tagged by that recon dot. Gets shot down through the smoke. Ember with a consolation frag, but it's already too late. The site is lost. They have to play for the retake now. The shock darts also don't do much because the spike is being planted in a very unorthodox location. So EXO once again have the chance to make things good.
Yeah, they've got the entire site under control, and even if they, actually don't die, if they die here, it's not gonna be that much of a problem. Gargot looking to find some complementary frags through that wall. Not gonna find anything, but that grenade is gonna damage Wimp a bit. Now they're trying to get into this retake. It's not looking like it's going to be possible. Now here comes the spams from the other side. Shivy, do careful about this. But Excali's taking out Knight Rider, and there's nothing these players of Godparticles can do. They're going to have to move back. Excali's forcing the issue here. And EXO with the third.
Very clean round from Team EXO. The server utility paying so many dividends.
Almost! Wait, what? Why? Oh, I think he didn't expect that the radius of the blast would be that far.
On one hand, you don't carry forward your weapon. On the other hand, you don't suffer the penalty of the loss bonus. So, it's all right. Still probably would have wanted to save that Vandal. Yeah. Either way, I love the way how Sai was using his utility in that round. First of all, the recon dot, revealing Logista through the smoke, getting a free kill. And then later on, when they tried to retake the side from lane 1, Sai put that recon dart up, revealed multiple members of Team Godparticles, allowing more shots to be fired through the wood.
Yeah, it's really a good usage of utility here. They waited and waited. And as soon as their recon came in, they were making good use of it. Did not even have to leave the side to go take head-on fights. But here, Scally's not afraid of taking head-on fights. He got an easy kill onto Scargod being distracted. And Wimp, he's holding, expecting somebody to push to that smoke, and it could be the case. Shivy, and Ares in his hand. Weapon that is really unpredictable with the way it fires across any region. Oh boy, it could be going down. No! 4 HP, Wimp. That is unfortunate. And just like that, every single person on the side of Godparticles has been eaten up like a chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah, and Team EXO don't even leave any crumbs. Everyone getting picked off in different parts of the map. 2 kills on B, 1 on mid, 1 on A main, last one towards market. Everyone from Team EXO just holding angles, playing very passively. They were making sure that Team Godparticles don't have any random surprises in eco rounds. You know, many teams like to go for some stacks. Some people even like to rush out of a particular place in eco round. So TEAMXO was just hoping they don't walk into any of those random strats that you pull out in eco rounds. They held their ground. They kept themselves safe. But can they keep themselves safe from Knight Rider? Okay. Safe for now. He has no updraft, which means he only has the dash and the cloud burst available, 2 of which have been used up already.
Yeah, Ghost is going to find a little bit of information. He knows there's one on side, and they're going to try and rush into that person and maybe find the kill on there. EXO still a little bit careful about what they're doing. They're not really giving out too much. Oh, they're turning around. But Scar got an Ember actually find them. Ember, he's pushed up so heavy. He's going to get another. No, Excali. He still goes down. What the hell's happening? How are Godparticles pulling this off?
Very good rotations from both the teams over here. EXO make fake towards Market. They move inside after selling that fake towards Catwalk. And now it's back to a 2v2. This could have been a much worse situation for Godparticles if it wasn't for Ember's backstab. But now that he's been dealt with, both the other players are coming in from the defender entrance. Knight Rider, aware of the fact that there is side right here, the shock dart directly under his feet. But now that he's used up both the shock darts, how will he play? Oh, Ghost wide peek in Knight Rider, literally running him out of the sight. Fake defuse, but Ghost is prepared for it. A quad kill for him, and EXO get to 5.
Beautiful coordination. They came down to a 3v2. It was almost a 4v2 that came down to 3v2 immediately. And then Sai pulled it back. That shock dart was perfect to give damage to Logista. Ghost just so good with his aim. 30 HP this man is on, by the way. And he still finds the heads before anybody can even pull their trigger. Godparticles struggling at the moment. They're having a really difficult time trying to figure out what exactly EXO are doing in terms of gameplay, because the amount of pressure they're putting on A and the fakes that are coming in are really good. They are getting trade backs at some points, but it's just not good enough.
Yeah, not good enough. You need a lot more than that to deal with TEAMXO, who for now are going in for a default hold. Only Blackhawk is pushing up mid. And the funny part is, nobody from defenders is present over here. Not even an alarm bot. Blackhawk can wake. He can walk all the way in towards the entrance of the defender spawn, and nobody will check for him. He can cut off rotations. Not that there will be rotations. Most of the members of Team Godparticles are on the A site. One person now, that's the Jet rotating back towards the B area, but it doesn't really matter. EXO have left the spike back on their own spawn, and they have no intention of picking it up anytime soon. They just want to hunt for more map control. Mid doors locked. That's probably why they're comfortable with letting EXO walk away with this much mid control. But with Excali killing that guy on A, the options start to run out. Now what do? Scott got looking to make things good, looking to exact revenge for what Excali did to his former teammate. No! Dash and a disrespectful shot. Both of them for Excali. And he can heal back up with the help of this guy. Oh, that's disastrous.
Yeah, Wimp and Sai are gonna make short work of Shivy and Knight. We're trying to hold down the B side towards the main position. Logista with a crispy shot. For a second, no, it's not gonna happen. 6th on the board, and no response from Godparticles yet. EXO, they're not even looking to upgrade their pistols because they've got literally everything in the bank. They've picked up even pistols. Literally anything and everything that the side of Godparticles have bought, be it pistols or even, you know, the smallest of the weapons, EXO have taken it off of them and built up their economy and said, like, you know, like a scope bully, basically, like, give me your lunch money, it's mine.
Yeah, no wonder they're eating so much. Everyone on the side of TEAMXO, they are racking up the kills, making their numbers nice, fat, and juicy. And they have so much money. 7,000 on Wimp, 6,900 on Blackhawk and Sai. Rolling around in mint. The only thing that could go wrong for them is Knight Rider and his op. But with that lockdown present over here, the Hunter's Fury, will it be committed? Yes, it will. Doesn't really find any other kill, though. Just the lockdown gets destroyed. Still not gonna stop EXO from moving inside. Excali on top, flipping around, getting everyone. That's the performance that we expected from him. No flashes to back him up, but he still nails everything. Shivy with a cheeky kill, ducking in and out of that cover. Dancing around the Cosmic Divide, but now that it's out, he will have to find something. only finds a bullet to the face, somehow takes Wimp, hits him with a mace. Logista, can he deliver? Position revealed. Lockdown available though. With that nanoswarm grenade, he can force Blackhawk back, but oh no, he just walked into Excali.
Yeah,
A shorty as a backup weapon. That just shows you how much confidence he had. He walked into the site. No, hold on. He didn't walk. He flew into the site with that Vandal in hand. Walked out with an AWP. That's cash money right there. And now he's switched back to a Vandal.
Mm-hmm.
It just shows how much money they have. They can literally discard and re-pick up weapons whenever they want. 7-0. No response from Godparticles yet. The one weakness which I think that Godparticles has is probably they're not playing their own style. They're still facing them 1v1. They're still going for individual peaks. Oh, a very good updraft on Knight Rider. That's the initiative I wanted them to take.
Yeah, something. At least for the first time, they've got an advantage early on in the round, and they're pushing up for. Look at Excali doing it. Look at this. He's just holding ScarGod. He's looking at him straight in the face, and he's waiting for somebody else to peek out. Oh my God. Okay, who's gonna win this? ScarGod, come on, you gotta check your right. No. I can't hold it anymore. That was the open side right there. Excali's taking control of the A side after just staring at ScarGod like he's a Mona Lisa. That's a live picture in front of him, and then he just goes right ahead and look where he is right now. He's going to take out Shivy pretty easily if he forgets to check this angle, because I don't think he's going to expect... Yeah, he's not even going to expect him to be here. Excali, what a player. Look at this guy. Look at this man. Such a clinical player, just as explosive he is. Opens up the round all by his lonesome.
Nah. He's not clinical. He's criminal.
Criminal.
Literally committing war crimes, hitting his enemies where they don't even see him. An unseen assassin moving through the shadows. And after he got that first kill onto the Rays, he just flew into the site. Quite the opposite of what an assassin would do.
Indeed. He just wanted to get map control. He somehow knew that if this guy is holding up so far ahead in A, that
nobody else would be there.
Yeah, nobody else is going to be on the side, and that's exactly what he banked upon. Went right in, found a third in that round, and here we go towards B this time. Excali yet again leading the charge, is going to dash in to close that market door and hold on for his team. He's been spotted out and tagged as well. And Logista, he's not going to find him even on the back of it. He was concentrating on first lane, and that gives EXO an opening. Shivy, though, has crawled in, finds one, immediately traded back. ScarGod gets one. He's become a utility killer at this point, but Sai is there to cover up for his team. And EXO look for a 9th, and I might as well give it to them at this point, Ember. Unless... No, it's not gonna happen.
Slight hope. A little glimmer of it was present when he got that first kill, but it was quickly shut down. Excali at 16 frags already. Sai sitting at 8. And then everyone else on the side of Team Godparticles on less than 7.
Yeah, it's just heartbreaking to see this.
Indeed. I wish I had a heart in this situation, but EXO certainly don't. No, they don't have a heart. They are cold-blooded killers, merciless as ever, ruthless as ever.
ScarGod has gotten... I think... I saw ScarGod get 2 kills with his grenade and 1 with his ultimate. That's all it's been for him so far. And he's got 3 kills.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Under normal circumstances, I would praise utility kills, but not at the cost of not getting anything else.
Yeah,
Baiting. Still, Logista lands a lovely shot. Shivy follows up. Well, if that's the kind of power that their sheriffs had, why couldn't this happen with the regular guns? Lockdown will be successfully committed, but they retrieve the spike at the very least. Also, they get Blackhawk into a very nice and cheeky position. And while they're busy dealing with Blackhawk, Sai is already inside A heaven. So look at this mess. EXO have their players in both the sides of the defender entrances. Sai up on A heaven. Blackhawk all the way down in the B entrance of defender side. But no, the spike's been dropped and Knight Rider finally does to Sai what Excali did to him. And Ember left on very little HP. Can Blackhawk actually pull this off? No, they don't check him. First round put up, but what on earth was this mess?
I have no idea. Okay, I just want to understand because Sai, well, he did lurk up towards A short and he went towards almost their spawn and he got a kill, right? which means that they literally had put the side of Godparticles in such a position where they were forced to play mid. They were forced to push down towards mid, right? Because the B side was under control. The A side was also under control. And then it was just a sad timing that Wimp was stuck right near B main. And then Ember pushed up and found a run and gun kill on him. And that's all they needed, because as soon as the spike dropped, it was game over.
Good combination. Gravity Well plus Nade plus the Hunter's Fury definitely should destroy anyone who's sitting towards A main, but unfortunately for them, all this damage will be negated with Ghost's regrowth. Gets almost everyone back up at full HP. At least the prediction of Team Godparticles was correct. They hinted that everyone's towards the A side, and that's exactly what's happening. Utility to fly in, flashes flying inside, Cloudburst and Jets moving. Scargod will kill Ghost. But this Cosmic Divide, it's going to keep them at bay, and Excali's already gone past it. They definitely won't expect Excali to be in this situation. They think Heaven is safe, but if he gets tagged by the drone, this could be disastrous. The drone doesn't spot him. Knight Rider saves that so otherwise that could have been his death.
Oh, no.
Knockdown destroyed by the Hunter's Fury. Probably could tag a couple of players too. It tagged one person towards that market entrance. I'm sorry, not market, towards the tree entrance, so that should give them an edge. Wimp trapped underneath.
Ooh, okay, another round that finally Godparticles look like they've stepped into. The retake works really well. Excali, I feel like he kind of overstepped his position there. He should have probably expected that somebody would be covering up the Sova. And I think he expected it, but the operator was something that I think he did not expect. Immediate takedown over there, and I think that was just a segue to Godparticles winning out that round, as they put up 2, and they're looking for the 3rd and put up the curse, maybe. And then bank upon that to think whether or not they can take it back on the attacking side.
Ooh. Now, there is one thing, though. Team Godparticles are doing this hallowed ground / burnt ground approach. They let XO walk into the site. They let them have the map control, and then they move around it to circle them. This could be a good strat, but it will only work a couple of times. I'm not sure if they can repeat the success. Knight Rider definitely will be successful. Logista helps him fall back, but the Jet versus Jet duel happening mid-air finds nothing. Excali turning into an attack helicopter. Blackhawk, the actual attack helicopter, has been shot down by Knight Rider, so the other Jet has to step up. Excali turning around to kill anyone else who's trying to rotate inside, but he's trapped on 22 HP with backup not anywhere close to him. Sai, very far away, needs to find this wide beacon. He's successful, setting up Sai and clearing the way for him. If they can retrieve the spike from beneath the stairs, they might just be able to hightail it towards the A site.
They have an idea that at least one player is on the site, maybe 2, and they know that Ember is always playing on A, and Ember is actually coming on a great backstab. He could find these kills. Excali's aware of it. He's just looking in the right direction. But Ember is a little bit too...
No, don't go there.
He's overthinking this, and he goes back towards mid, and Sai finds him, and that's the A side opened up, and that's exactly where they're going to be running. He's going to be throwing in that shock dart to avoid anybody coming through. And they're going to get out of here safely. Sai, he's going to get the spike plan. He's going to have a recon to work with as well in a couple of seconds. It's up to him. Yep. Excali's 22 HP. Can he get this away? Because he might be detected. He will. And it's now up to Sai.
That's completely fine. 9-3 is still an impressive scoreline. Of course, there is the possibility that Sai clutches this one out. Hiding inside Hell. At least this way, he won't get double peaked. If they jump at the same time, then they have a chance of killing him. Otherwise, not really. One jumps down, both of them towards Generator. They don't check this angle. Logista peeks all by himself. No double trade. Not even required. Woo! 9-3 indeed. Now, just this afternoon rather, when we were having Seoul versus Team Valor, the score was 9-3. But the curse did not, manifest. Blessings manifested instead for Team Seoul because they won the pistol round and they finished it off 13-5. So that 9-3 curse that we usually see in Gauntlet did not happen. There is a possibility that Team Godparticles activated. After all, they have God in their name, so curses, blessings, all the superstitious stuff can be believed in, but will it work in their favor? The only 3 rounds they were able to win is the one that, the ones that they use the hallowed ground approach in. EXO had way too much map control all throughout the half, and only in the later stages of the game were they able to mount a comeback. The last 3 rounds, that's all that Godparticles had. So it kind of seems like they figured out what EXO were doing, just a bit too late.
Ooh, Gargod. Not really been detected here, but Blackhawk is going to see him. So he's called it out. They're finding shots to connect to each other's heads, but it's not going to be the case. And look at this. They've taken control of A-Short Godparticles. This is going to be a little bit of a problem for EXO. They've given up A-Short completely, by the way. Sai is holding on from heavens above, thinking that he can take a passive fight. And Knight Rider and Co are a little bit... They too are careful. They've taken mid control as well. They're breaking down the market wall to try and maybe give out a fake here that they're coming towards B. It's not really being sold yet because nobody from the A side has rotated yet. And now they know it. Here they come. Godparticles running straight in. That recon is going to give away Blackhawk's position. Grenades coming in. Blackhawk needs to find one, but he's not going to get it. Sai will instead, though. A second for him. He's looking for a third. Almost gets it, but he's tagged down Ember to 10 HP, so that should give his teammates a little bit of working space. And here comes the post plant.
3v3, that turret could be a menace. Escali with that frenzy definitely can't pick up fights towards long. He needs to jump down to its generator or to its hell in order to make this one work. At that point, the turret can't do anything to him, but that jump, it is very, very annoying to deal with. Wimp finally takes care of the little menace on top of the generator. Logista finding himself in a trappy situation. Can't really make it work, but Wimp turning around 180 degrees, hitting all the shots. Barely any bullets left, and just kills him with that final bullet.
Oh, that could have gone awry for Godparticles, but Logista comes clutch and he finds the kill onto Wimp. Excali, unfortunately, he dashed into the wall and he could not dash back behind Generator. Otherwise, he would have been alive as well, and this probably could have gone the other way. But EXO, they give away the second half pistol. And they're going to have to be forced to give away round number 5 on the back of this as well, unless they pull off one of the craziest thrifties that we've seen. But hey, it's right now Godparticles to try and find their way into this game. Number 5 could be on the cards in a minute and a half. It's up to them to tell us whether or not it's going to come.
Well, a stack on the A side could definitely throw a spanner in the works.
Oh, look at this push.
Bait and switch, Ember running and gunning,
Yeah,
mowing down the opposition. That was kind of expected now, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I thought really if 4 players were there, maybe at least one of them would have got a kill. I thought somebody would have got a kill, but now it's Wimp left all alone to try and find one for himself. He's covered by every single position there is. As soon as he goes towards mid, he's got Logista waiting there on top of that off angle. He's thinking he can maybe pick up a weapon. Nope. Not gonna happen. Logista takes him out, and it's gonna be number 5 for the side of Godparticles, as they are looking to maybe make a comeback of sorts, at least for now what it looks like. As EXO have their first buy coming in the second half, and this should be interesting because if EXO decide to go aggressive even on this round, which we've known them to do for, that's exactly what their game plan, dictates. They are an aggressive team. They go and take fights head on. They've got players who support each other. And it looks like it might just be the case towards B-Main. Excali, he looks like he wants to be pushing up.
Godparticles at 5. Can't really say that they are looking to thrive, just trying to survive. And a full buy working out for EXO. Knight Rider already tapping away. And then getting a taste of his own medicine. But then look at where the defending Jet is. You have Excali all the way towards T-spawn. He's pushing them out, running them away from the B side and forcing them to go towards A, where most of his team now currently resides. Ghost, obviously a good enough defender over here, killing Knight Rider and Skargod both. Preemptive shock dust to prevent anyone from planting, but the spike isn't anywhere close to entering. Ghost and just pressing A and D, strafing, pre-firing, and his shots connect. Doesn't even need to try. And of course, if anyone wide peeks him, he'll still get them.
Give him the ace. Oh, Sai. Come on.
Do you think Sai is a good enough teammate to let him have that? No, of course they're going to have some words exchanged between them. I mean, he's a great teammate, but just not in this manner.
Yeah, okay, fair enough, I guess, you know. One opportunity Ghost, you know, gets an ace. It's just stolen away. It's the Initiators conference going on here. But hey, to consider entirely what exactly happened in that round, I said that they're probably going to play aggressive. That's what their game plan is. And as soon as they got that B main pressure on, you see the way that Godparticles literally, you know, receded like a touch me not plan, right? And they went towards it and they're like, no, we don't want to take this fight against Excali. And they just gave up so much map control, and Excali was more than welcome to take it all.
And if you give him an inch, he's going to take a mile off of your hands. Literally forced everyone to move towards spawn. 40 seconds into the round, and you've got attackers in their own spawn, afraid of going anywhere else. That's the FXO effect, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, Excali looking to pressure towards B main. Not really finding anyone just yet. That's probably because nobody's present over there. But the fact that Ember is getting showered by shock darts just tells you how good of a read EXO have on the situation.
Yeah, will get dissected, but he's left his teammate there. Excali! Oh no, Logista! Did he just jumping headshot him with a Vandal?
He was definitely getting sucked inside.
Yeah.
So whether it was a jump or whether it was a slide, I can't really say for sure, but Excali won't be happy with it. Still, a manageable situation for EXO. Two defenders on a shot, spotted out Knight Rider over there with that well-timed flash. So you see all this utility that EXO are using, whether it's Sai and the shock darts, whether it's the flashes coming in from the sky. They have such a good read on whatever Godparticle is doing, and they're just using the utility to confirm their beliefs. Oh, Wimp got swung on ScarGod and his teammates with the wide peak, now hurtling down the corridors, but there's only 13 seconds left. Sai just needs to kill one person. He just needs to kill the spike carrier. Ghost also looking to do something similar, but his bodyguards are not gonna let the spike planter die.
A buy-round win for the side of Godparticles is not something that we've seen happen too often in this matchup, but they have put up number 6 on the board. They're closer than they were in the first half, and that's a little bit of a relief for them. But still, EXO are not out of this. They've got a full buy yet, and we've not really seen Excali pull out the operator still, have we? So that is something that we need to look forward to in case EXO do lose out a couple, maybe more, maybe make it 8, and then he pulls out the operator in a desperate situation. But so far, they seem to be confident on their rifles, on their pushing abilities, on how they take map control. So they thrive on as Knight Rider and Co. look to find the difference. But Excali, he's going to be finding a subtraction equation. And that's going to be Ember, already gone down. Here comes the Hunter's Fury. Gargod's pushing on the back of it, but Excali, he's just too good. And he finds another. He will take damage, but immediately healed up by his teammate as Blackhawk is holding down towards both A main and A short. He's gonna eat a little bit of a damage through that chipping shock dart, but he's still covered by the 3 of his teammates towards A short. Logista, he needs to run away, and he needs to run away now. 4 versus 3. Things are gonna be a little slowed down here as the B side is completely left open, by the way.
Logista moving in from market, and because the alarm bot is destroyed because of Limp's death, they can actually do that. But he's present over here. Everything accounted for. No leaks into the B side. No stragglers sneaking in. Lack of utility or not, Team EXO are aware about every move that Team Godparticles make. And now that Chibi's given away his position, Excali's just toying around with it, jumping up and down, hoping that Sai would have been able to finish it, but he steps in the end. Okay, and Excali's now teabagging his own teammate.
Yep, that's exactly what you would expect from Excali.
And from Sai, too. Now you know what kind of...
2 peas in the pod.
Now you know what kind of predicament Wimp lives inside, right? I mean, the moment he got that quad kill and he tries to say, guys, please let me have the ace, everyone else will say, now though we definitely won't let you have the ace. Everyone go hunt. they send out they bring out the hounds, they send out the search parties. Anyone but Wimp.
Anybody with Wimp. Yeah, exactly. And now they push in towards B main again. This time Excali and Sai are friends, and Sai is helping him out. Excali takes out the 1 turret to take his place a little bit more further. Throws in that smoke. He knows there's 2 players here, and they're going to back away immediately. They just want to scare them for a bit, and that's what their game plan has been. Sai throws in that shock dart. Doesn't really give much of damage to anybody.
But this is fine. It's a slow approach from Godparticles, but it is steady. They take control of mid, and everyone's aware that they're coming towards mid, right? So it's completely fine. TEAMXO are comfortable with letting them have market. The other two will come in from B main. So this is a very telegraphed, a very standard B crunch from both mid and B. But with Excalibur being present in this position, anyone who comes in from market will now look at him, and his teammate needed to save him from lane 2, but Byte doesn't do that. No problem. He pulls out the big bow. Everyone's getting damaged, and while they're busy dodging the Hunter's Fury, Blackhawk's already on a backstab. Nothing going in the favor of Team Godparticles.
Wow.
They're trapped over here.
Wow.
EXO deliberately let them have mid control, and they say, no, I take that back. They don't even say.
Okay.
They declare, what will you do with it? What will you do with that map control?
I need to understand one thing though. They let Wimp come so far ahead, right? He went all the way to their backstep towards B. How is nobody holding that position? Because they were getting pressured both in mid and B main, right? So they had to have some sort of a call saying, okay, you know what, guys, maybe you should try and explore, high mid, go towards A. But they did that. All of them were concentrated there, even though they were taking so much pressure. They thought they could fight it off, but that's exactly when EXO hit harder. They hit when the iron rod is red hot, and they make it go completely flat until you can't take it anymore.
Turn it into a wrench, slide it right in between the eyes. Knight Rider with a juicy shot. That's one way to shut down Blackhawk, but what will you do with this one? A lot faster approach towards mid to market right now. Scargod with the big guns. He's just waiting for someone to get detained. Knows that there's going to be someone on the other side, and it delivers! The ultimates, singing the songs of death for Godparticles. The big guns are out. The rocket launchers, the knives, and the nades. You were right, Universe. You were right. Scargod is getting quite a lot of kills with his utility.
Yeah, you see that? Another 2 kills with his ultimate, another, and add on to that, a third with his grenade. And, yep, that's just been the story of Scargod. I think he's got about, out of 11, maybe he's got like 8 out of utility. Maybe 8, maybe 9. But yeah, it's still something. It's still something, right? But it's not enough because right now they're still facing off match point. And even though the side of EXO are on an eco, we've still got Excalibur on an operator and Blackhawk on a Phantom. So it's still not done. This could be the end of the line here. A main not being contested as Godparticles look to go towards mid and maybe A short. Utility being dumped upon. They are getting scanned themselves as well. But it's still a little bit of a slow approach from Godparticles.
Yeah, they have to take it slow. All that fast mid-aggression didn't really pan out for them. It panned out once when they had the ultimates, but now that they're back to the regular weaponry, I'm not sure if they can make much value out of it. Excalibur finally brings out that operator. This is what you were looking forward to, isn't it? Logista will never peek that angle again. He knows that they've lost A main. They're getting cornered, and they need to find some way to alleviate this pressure. Now, whether they do it by fighting back on A main, or whether they take this opportunity to take control of Tree, it doesn't matter what they do. They need to make sure that this aggression leads somewhere, and they don't just stay trapped on mid. They have to hit the ground running in this round, otherwise they'll never get off the starting line. And Excalibur, he's making sure they don't even get to see the starting line, killing Shivy before he even makes a mark, before he even shoots a bullet.
Left.
They're going back already. You can see it. They're going towards mid, and all of the sound cues being translated as information. Scargod eats a bullet straight to the head side, and now it's up to these two guys with the Sheriff to hold it down, but Knight Rider and Ember are too quick on the trigger. Wimp sees Knight Rider, but he gets away. Time is of the essence here. They need to get the plant right now, and Knight Rider's holding down the line for them. The plant is going to go down, and Wimp has been left all alone to do a task that he did not think he would have to be in the starting of this round. After Excalibur got that first kill, after Sai added on to that, EXO thought that this was going to be it. This is going to be 13-7. But then Knight Rider and Ember come out on top. The operator sings, the Vandos dances, and it's going to be an opera show that Godparticles are going to be controlling.
At least they're keeping themselves alive, trying to claw their way back into this game. But how much can they keep on clawing? EXO can pull out the nail cutters and chop them off. And they only need one round to do it. But the silver lining is EXO are starting to run out of money. You can see Ghost and Blackhawk have been forced to downgrade to light armor already. If Godparticles can win this round, they might just break the camel's back. They will get to 12-9, but then they will have the opportunity to make it 12-10, maybe even 11, if they keep the economy of XO humble.
Yeah, Excali, knives out in his hand. He's holding the angle, and he gets a trade. Immediate almost. Picks up the weapon. And EXO have a little bit of an idea as to what's happening. They're playing a little passive themselves now. They got the aggressive peek. They just hold it. Skargod creeped in. Really bad control of mid here. And Excali misses out the shots, but his teammate, Ghost, is going to cover up for him. Now that he knows that they're towards A short, here comes on the flash, but what he doesn't know is somebody's already creeped closer. Blackhawk, here to be the hero, gets only the one. Ember is literally controlling the head front space of his team right now. 25 kills Excali is on, Ember is on 17. And that 17 is working out for his team. And Shivy,
He heard him.
He most certainly did. He's just going to get back, and he's going to get an easy kill here. It's going to be round number 9 for the side of Godparticles, as EXO are just slowly but surely faltering apart. And I am not quite sure they want to let this keep happening, because round number 10 could be on the horizon on the back of this. If Excali and Co decide to force into this round, it might just be 12-11, and then overtime is just around the corner. They are settling on an eco, and that's a good decision for now, because they really cannot afford to lose anything more than this one round.
But they might just lose it. EXO are on sheriffs now. Even though on paper Godparticles have the better weapons, you know EXO can be much more dangerous when they have the sheriffs. When they don't have much to lose, when it's just another throwaway eco round for them, EXO start to do stuff that nobody will ever imagine. I'm actually very surprised EXO haven't made a move yet. They're holding the regular angles. They've given up on B entirely. They have some Astro utility and alarm bot placed over there in case somebody does sneak in, but 3 players on A, 2 on mid, none on B. That's what the defensive setup looks like. 2 of them have been spotted. Blackhawk hasn't been spotted, so with the little information that Godparticles do have, they need to make a decision. Only a minute left on the clock. Hedge your bets now.
Probably going to say they're going to try and end up towards B. As you can see, the spike is rotating already from their spawn. Skargod's just trying to sell out this fake along with his teammate, Ember. They take down Sai, and that's all they needed to do. Scally's pushing up towards mid. He's going to get spotted out by the drone, by the turret. He's still not going away. He takes all the damage, and he's taken 1 kill alongside it. As EXO are holding down the line towards B main now. They know this is happening. They need to be careful. Wimp, just the sheriff in his hands. Here they go. It's going to be an all-out push. And they spot out 1. Wimp taking the first edge of the fight. It's going to be Excali! He's priced down all 3 thanks to Wimp baiting him out. And that's going to be the end of it, ladies and gentlemen. 13 seconds, 12 seconds, 11. It doesn't even matter that he's taken out the lockdown. He has no time left. Skargod needs to get a plan, and he needs to get a plan right now. And it's all over.
Just killed him.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is EXO to win this one out 13-9 as Blackhawk goes for the knife, but he gets taken out straight in the face.
Imagine getting knifed in slow motion. The pain
Isn't
will
that
last
what
for so much
all
longer.
James Bond movies are made of?
Yeah. But I love the way that Wimp did that situation. He played it so well. First of all, you can see that Wimp, while the smoke was still present, he was just trying to get into the position where he thought he wouldn't get checked. And most people don't check that position. They're focusing towards market, or they're focusing towards lane 1. They often fail to check the position that Wimp is inside. But that smoke faded at the most unfortunate time, and Wimp was caught. So he was like, well, might as well bait myself, set up Excali for a nice triple kill. And it was a stylish triple kill. He sprayed them all down.
Yeah, you know, you usually don't see a spray down with a Vandal. It's usually going to be the Phantom, but this was really good. And to finish it all off, it was just about to get that knife. Blackhawk really wanted it, but it's not going to happen. But let's go back to the match highlights and look at how the side of EXO almost, honestly, gave it away to the side of Godparticles, but in the end, they stabilized on the back of Excali clutching out the round.
Yeah, things were starting to get a little dicey, and I said, every time EXO is on an eco, you gotta consider that anything can happen. You have to predict the unpredictable, which does sound like irony, but with iron solid will, Team EXO demolished Godparticles. And sometimes there were these massive chinks in Godparticles armor that Excali exploited. This round, he's just going to do Shivi dirty, but what people fail to realize that Shivi was not the only victim. The first victim was definitely Scar God. Oh my god, that was a dirty frag. Excali was staring at him for like, what, 10, 15 something seconds before he finally decided to kill him?
Yeah. It was quite a bit of time that he was just staring into the beautiful face of Scar God. I don't know what did he want to do? Maybe give him a kiss or something in the side of the face.
Stop.
I mean, hey, it's
Okay.
just brotherly love or a sisterly love if there's Jet and Raze, that's what they share. But EXO, well, they've got the upper hand and they've shown that they might give out a couple of rounds, but they know how to stabilize at the end of it. Honestly, if Excali would have been taken out in that position, I think the story would have gone a whole lot differently. We maybe could have seen overtime. We maybe could have seen a lot of different things come in. But all three of those players were distracted, right? And that's the one thing. All three of them turned away. All three of them gave away their life to Excali. And that's all she wrote for us. Godparticles need to try and build back their momentum on the second map, which is going to be Haven, and that's their pick. So we need to have a look at what exactly is going to be the story back there, because Haven is a map that I know EXO are also pretty comfortable on. They're not going to have a problem with it at all. And this is exactly where everything went crumbling down. All three of them turned towards... Nobody was even looking towards the spawn side. They didn't expect anybody there. All three of them just wanted to focus on getting Wimp. And yep, that's exactly what translates onto the scoreboard. We've got Excali with 29 kills, just one off the 30 bomb. He maybe would have wanted a market kill to finish it off in style, but 29 is not a bad number.
Not a bad number. Are you serious? Half of those kills come from situations where his enemies were not even looking at him. Whether it's that one round where he sprayed all of them down by baiting Wimp, or whether it's the round where he just casually waltzed into the A site. Scar God did not look his way. Shivi did not look his way. There were so many instances. And he did not just bait Wimp once. There was this round where he had his Blade Storm out in B main, taps away at Knight Rider after Wimp died. So there were several such instances. And we even saw Sai and Excali like teabag each other. So, there's a little bit of internal banter going on in the EXO bootcamp. They're just having fun. And you can see EXO is having fun. They're the ones who are enjoying this game. Definitely enjoying it a lot more than Godparticles, who probably are thinking about Haven right now. It's weird enough that they lost in Ascent. It's even weird enough that they pick up a map which EXO is actually pretty damn good at. So if they can't beat them in Ascent, how will they do it in Haven, which happens to be an even stronger map? And if you're letting Excali sneak past your defenses, if you're letting Excali backstab you so many times in a very open and simple map like Ascent, there are so many more opportunities to make ninja plays in Haven. So I think Excali's gonna be playing hide and seek. He's going to be playing peekaboo. The moment he walks out of his cover, everyone is surprised and they don't know how to deal with it. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of a concern.
Yeah, indeed. It is going to be a concern, and they're going to have to tighten up their screws now, because it's been a little bit of a loose gameplay from them. They've been a little cautious. They've given, I think, too much respect to EXO, giving them too much map control. On Haven, map control is pretty much everything because of because it's size of the map itself. Map control is everything, and EXO, their game
the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
Hello everyone, welcome back to LG Ultragear TEC Gauntlet Season 3 powered by Crucial. Our apparel partner is 6x6, accessories partner is Byte, and our esport partner, Aimlab. Now, we are watching Godparticles versus TEAMXO. EXO was able to convincingly win Ascent, although it did start to slip away from their hands a little towards the end. They brought it back. Several times Excali snuck through their defenses. He was able to get some very, very cheeky, cheesy, and downright hilarious shots onto the enemies. I think he might just be able to pull off some shenanigans like that in Haven too. But now that it's been picked up by Godparticles, I kind of want to see what they bring to the table. They must have some game plan in mind if they want to challenge EXO on Haven, which happens to be one of their better maps.
Yeah, indeed. They should have a game plan in place. I am really interested to see what exactly is going to be their lineup because I would expect to see Skargot on that Astra. That's his usual pick when we've seen him play back in the days of F1. He used to play that Astra on Haven, and the seaside was literally his home. And if you would consider the fact that, you know, we could see maybe another double duelist setup come into this map, I'm going to be a little bit skeptical about it because EXO, they're so good with the way that they play. It's just, you know, interesting to find out whether or not the side of Godparticles are going to let away another first half like what they did in the previous one, because EXO are again on the defense on this one. So we're going to have to wait and see.
Well, Haven, EXO starting on defense. They are a very aggressive team. We've already seen that. So in the defensive side, if they start to take up more map control, if they start to squeeze Godparticles into a corner, I wonder how they'll fight back from it. And Godparticles, like we saw, they can be aggressive if they want to. They can take mid control if they so desire. But when they do that, they kind of have to allocate all their resources over there and take them away from the other parts of the map, which might just be viable in Ascent to some extent, but on Haven, it's not that great. It's not that good of a choice. Well, we'll leave all the theory crafting to later. For now, let's see what agents these guys will pick up.
Okay, straight off the bat, they've got some insta-lockers here, guys. Everybody's gone for their comfortable agents. It's gonna be Blackhawk to take up... wait, no. No. Ghost is actually taking up Astra.
And Blackhawk on Breach?
Am I seeing this? No. Okay, we're going. Okay, this is not a dodge. This is not a drill, ladies and gentlemen. This is not. I repeat, this is not a drill. We have got Ghost on the Astra, Blackhawk on the Breach.
Wimp is still on Killjoy, so that's fine. Sai is still on. So,
yeah, everything else is fine.
That all is fine, but yeah, Ghost and Blackhawk have kind of like switched over their roles. They've reversed their things. On the side of Godparticles, nothing too out of the ordinary. Ember on the Astra, Shivi on Sova, Logista on Cypher instead of the regular Killjoy. Skargod has Sky. Okay, nothing too out of the ordinary, but yeah, there's a little bit of switcheroo in the XO camp. Probably because they want to play a little more aggressively or passively. I don't know what they're going to do this time around, but we won't have to wait too much. Let's get in the game, ladies and gentlemen. We are going into Haven.
We most indeed are. And to think about what we're going to do... what we're gonna do is what is Godparticles have to say. What are we going to do? How are we going to stop the momentum of EXO? Because they've been on a roll so far. And they're pushing up mid. Okay, that's as you would expect. That camera is gonna get taken out, and that should give them an idea that somebody's pushed up. Logista, he's trying to maybe find somebody across the window position, but he's not going to. Here they come out. Blackhawk goes straight for the kill, finds it. And Ember's going to trade him off instantly. They move right into the A side, straight up, and Sai's going to get taken down. That's an empty side. Excali is running in here, so that should be a little bit of a relief, but he is in a bad situation. 1v3 he's going to take. He's going to go down. And that's probably going to be the end of the pistol.
More to follow. Spike going down. 4v2. Nearly impossible retake for EXO, but I'm not going to count them out just yet. We have two very strong players, Wimp and Ghost, available. The turret being present over here can be a nuisance if anyone decides to peek out of shot, but they've nebulaed it off, so nothing will happen. Pre-fire onto Skargod as he can see the ping from the recon. And Wimp just getting pummeled with bullets from all directions. Now he wishes the turret was placed a little further ahead, but okay, I take my words back. This could have been a disaster. Ember somehow takes it back in control, but Wimp likes giving us heart attacks like that.
Okay, that could have gone upside down for a second. But hey, it's Godparticles to come out on top, and this is a good start. They needed a pistol to try and get themselves a little bit of a fuel to work with, a little bit of confidence, and they've bought in completely. A Phantom also being invested into this. As side of Godparticles, they want to now establish the half that was played against them on Ascent. 9-3 would not really be a bad score at all, as EXO yet again push towards mid. They like taking this control, and they're going to be absolutely a-okay giving out the other sites. All 5 of their players. Oh boy, this is going to be interesting. Wow, I'm loving this.
I'm not. I'm scared. Oh, did they check for him? Skargod, Blackhawk, exchanging frags back and forth. This is just an equal round for Team EXO, so it's fine if they lose this one. But I actually love the fact that Godparticles are not afraid to push up. They know they have the advantage. They're not hesitating to move inside. And this is something they should have done in the center as well, which is something they'll probably fix in Haven. I hope this is exactly the reason why they picked up Haven in the first place, because they are confident enough to push.
Yeah, I thought that approach from EXO would probably wield a little bit more than it did, but Godparticles stabilized. They've been good with their Spectres, and they've been good with their holds in terms of, you know, getting a big EXO push under control. So that's a good thing. But here comes the buy, the first buy for the side of EXO. As they, this time, are not going to be pushing towards mid. It's actually going to be A. Excali, it's up to him to find the first pick, and he's taken already so much map control. And this is a little bit of a problem. Godparticles, oh no! Excali! He did not expect there to be two players on the other side, and he fires right in between both of them. As Godparticles are looking to exploit this a lot more.
Still a bonus for Godparticles. If they lose members, that is also fine with them. This could be a bait and switch. Blackhawk is the one who spotted first. Chivy will be busy shooting shot darts at him. And then Sai peeks out. Uses his teammate as bait, but he can't fall back. He's been caught by the gravity well. Doesn't matter. He still gets the shots.
EXO, they somehow make it work. Excali lost early on, but they stabilize. And Knight Rider, he's gonna be able to take down Sai, so that's one. 3 more to go. He's got an HP to work with. He's got even the spike on his hands.
A decent amount of time.
Yeah.
30 seconds should be enough to at least get to A. Or if you hurry right now, then you can probably even get to C.
Yeah, he's just gonna walk straight in. They know this. EXO expect that he's gonna have no time to run away to C. They've got Wimp stationed over there, but it's gonna be of no use. These two players right here, Blackhawk and Ghost, are gonna be taking care of him. And the Astra Ghost, the first time that we're seeing him play this, is looking to go a little bit more versatile with his gameplay and maybe explore and become an all-rounder. He's as good as we know that he's on the duelist. On an initiator as well, he plays really well. When he takes up the sky, he's just as good at times. And it's time for the controller role to be donned by the man.
2-1. Finally a full buy for both these teams. Ember and Sai on Spectre. So that's one downgraded weapon on each side. Shivy on the Bulldog. Other than that, it all seems fine for both these teams. This could be a very important round in terms of controlling the pace of the first half. Flashes and utility pouring inside. Of course, Knight Rider dashes in. And Excali dashes out. He doesn't want to pick up any fights. Wimp very good at defense over here. Shock darts and all sorts of suppressive utility, keeping these guys at bay. And they're obviously going to spray through the smoke. Wimp finds one. Oh my god, this man and through the smoke kills. It's a criminal combination. Not even fair. And it's been shut down.
Yep.
Nothing happening for Godparticles over here. They got smacked down. Gates shut. Nobody to enter. You can come tomorrow. Oh, again through the smoke. And this was a pre-fire. Ember did not even expect to get shot.
Well, is the last man standing, or should I say the last man sleeping? Logista goes straight down to sleep as the side of EXO immediately hit back. 2-2. Haven is underway. Ladies and gentlemen, this is turning out to be more interesting than the Sand at least. But if EXO continue this form, then I don't think that they're going to get more than 2 rounds that they've already put up this time, Godparticles. This is probably going to be another round for EXO, given the stature of their weapons, Godparticles. You can see they're in eco, except for Knight Rider, who's got a Bulldog. But everything else just points in the direction of EXO winning out this round. They've got everything they need.
Unless Godparticles pull off something wacky and cause some economic damage. Maybe even get the spike down. They've got their jet moving into its C-long, but none further except the cubby area. That's it. That's as far as she goes. More fights taken out.
Oh, the recon miss. Oh.
Does reveal both of them, but
yeah.
What good is that going to be? I mean, Blackhawk's still looking to pick up these fights. He will most likely win them too if they continue doing it. But a minute into the round, and we haven't seen something very unique out of Godparticles yet. It's just looking to be another standard hold. And they're hoping that TEAMXO will make mistakes. They're hoping EXO will play aggressively. But we saw it in the previous map as well. Whenever their opponents are on an eco round, EXO take no risks. They play as standard as possible in anti-ecos. Yeah, of course, when they're on eco, then they do all the ridiculous experimental stuff, but not in this situation. Of course, Wimp, and he sees the opportunity, he will take it. Sai 2 joins his teammates.
1 enemy remaining.
But other than that, this is basically a shut and close round.
Indeed, just the 1 kill onto Wimp that Knight Rider is gonna get back, but apart from that, an easy round. as we move on further, EXO are looking like they're getting back into their element. And they don't really have a problem with the side of Godparticles playing the way they are, the slow game. EXO are not twitching like they, used to before. Before EXO used to be, okay, the opponent is not showing a single touch of information. We want some, so we're going to go ahead. And sometimes that's what causes the mistakes. And this time, and in the recent past, they've not done it as much, and that's what's exactly helping them so much more. Here comes the Hunter's Fury, and Excali pushing up. It's a deadly combination, but Excali cannot dash away. Unfortunately, the boxes in mid come in his way, and he's going to have to go down. A 4 versus 4 established. As Sai looking for information on top of information. Spots out one, but not the one who's down in that corner in the left.
Yeah, they don't know Skargot is present over here. If Sai continues to rattle off shots towards window from this position, maybe a nice timely peek from Skargot can shut him down. Either way, EXO have responded by pushing C long, so they know this is not one place where their enemies will come. The drone being shot down towards A shot, it's definitely going to indicate that this is not a fake. They are indeed committing towards the A side, and the backstab is on its way before they even make their way into the site. This could be very, very swift. The one player who can probably save them is gonna be the Sky, and now that the Seekers are out, the backstab is found out, and all their chips are down.
Oh, Blackhawk! No! Blackhawk, he gives the 140 and nothing more. Shivy and Skargot, they double up. And EXO have suddenly fallen apart like a bunch of bowling pins. Wimp is gonna add one back to the tally of the kills that they've got so far. But that's about it. They know that Skargot's towards the right, and that smoke is going to allow him to get crossed into the site safely. But Wimp's not giving up. He's going to be throwing in his ultimate. Here comes Ghost. Here he gets the third, the second at the least. And the Hunter's Fury is not going to help him. What the hell just happened?
Bait and switch, baby. Bait and switch. And EXO are no strangers to it. Completely dismantled. Wimp putting up a lockdown. Definitely baited out the Hunter's Fury, but it was put down in a position where the players of Godparticles had the option to exit the site, go towards either the defender entrance or heaven. They didn't do it. They decided to hold the side instead. And when everyone's looking towards short, no one looks towards long. Ghost comes in. 2 people were anyway very low on HP, so it wasn't even a challenge killing them. And then he did a very, very dirty thing to Shivy. Hit him with the Sheriff, and he's shooting the laser beams at him, so that's just a disgusting way to die. EXO, masters of manipulation, forcing out errors out of their opponents every single time, making them think they're safe with a blanket of security, and then they strip it away when they're the most vulnerable.
A lot of spamming done by EXO, both towards the mid window and towards garage doors. And they're trying to get some kills on the back of it. Excali, though, he's found a kill with the operator. And Sai, he wide swings, and he's going to lose his life. Wimp, he could find... Oh, no, Wimp! Wimp! No, that is so unfortunate. Does not take the corner. Gives away his life as Ghost gets one back. 3 versus 3. And Excali, he's getting closer and closer to that C side, but his teammates are falling. And with the operator in his hands, he can't even push in like he usually wants to with that Vandal or Phantom, as the plan will go down, and it's a 2v2 post plan.
You are divided.
Yeah, but both the players of EXO coming in from either long or garage, and I try to deal with him, and this Cosmic Divide is not positioned to stop Blackhawk. A 1v1 offered. Ember might just die over here. His teammate needs to help him out right now, and the spike isn't even planted for him. Knight Riders on 1 HP. The timing! That's just ridiculous. There was no way EXO were supposed to lose this round. But Godparticles, as messy as it was, you know, this old saying that if I don't know what I'm doing, there's no way my enemy knows what I'm doing. That's exactly what happened with Godparticles. They started with a fight towards mid. A fight that should have been going in the favor of Sai, considering he even revealed one of his enemies. He tried to shock dart towards Skargot, but the moment he did that, he got double peaked. Alright, that's fine. That's just one person dying. After that, everyone on the side of Godparticles started to attack the B site, and then they moved in via the C link and changed positions. Ghost was defending C, but he's looking towards long. He never expected to be shot in the back. So that's how they got the site. And then the spike plant could have been like a disaster. It wasn't even planted for the Opera, but he still got the shot. It's still a 4-3. And as confusing and as messy as that round was, EXO still managed to lose it, but maybe not this time around. Excali hits back. Op starts to sink. That's the Jet diff and Opper diff displayed. Excali shoots down the drone once again, but what's even more interesting is that Sai is in the same corner. And Sai hasn't been revealed yet. They might probably pre-fire at Excali's position, but they'll never expect Sai to be there. Oh, of course, now he reveals himself with the recon dart and whatnot, but still, a decent amount of advantage for EXO.
Indeed. It's come to a little bit of a standstill. They still have entire bit of the map in their half, EXO. They're going to be happy with it because nobody really has challenged their side yet, except for the one duel that was won by Excali. Logista, he needs to find an opening towards Garage because that's the only place where there is nobody actually present yet, except for Blackhawk peeking onto that position from C. But it looks like they're going to change their plans. They're going towards A, back again. Gargot to lead the charge with his flash. It's 13 seconds left. They're running straight in Excali. He gets blinded and goes back in. And Blackhawk to hold on from under the heaven. Even dinks one. The time is running fast, but the plan won't go down. Sai, he wants to kill. He gets the kill. He's looking for more. 2 versus 4. I don't think this post plan is going to be working for the side of Godparticles. Unless...
Oh my god.
Unless...
Logista hitting them where it hurts the most. Shivy,
how?
He's better than the host, and the hosts are going down. No guests allowed in this site. 13 HP on Ghost. Whoa!
Oh my god.
Got the second spray down too.
How the hell did these two win that out?
I swear to God.
4 versus 2.
That kind of stuff is ridiculous. And it wasn't even like they had a tactical advantage. No, they just peaked at the right time, won all their duels out. Literally mouse oneing their way out of this tricky situation. Press mouse one, win it. I mean, good aim can get you out of a difficult situation, but the way EXO were engineering that round, Godparticles should have had no chance to win that one, but still, a 4v4. 4 points on each side, both of them keeping competitive. And Excali's done. He wants to take matters into his own hands, once again pushing out mid. Blackhawk, even though he was stunned and concussed, and he still gets that shot, I don't know how he does that. Yep. Amazing stuff as he gets the Phantom as well, and now the spike. So much value extracted out of this one player who had no backup, no trading potential, but still walks away with the entire world.
Most certainly does, and he knows better than to go and face off that angle yet again. That's exactly why he's just going to hold on to his weapon. He can give it to one of his teammates as well if need be. As the side of EXO have got an advantage that they really shouldn't be giving away. Excali, I don't think he spotted Ember coming on towards the right, and that could be a problem. But the recon's going to give him a little bit of information, and Ember, he catches Excali off guard, and it's now up to Sai. Maybe get a kill through that smoke, but he's got Logista lurking past him. He's going to get it, and the support comes in, and they're running towards A. The neural theft gives a lot more information, and now they're moving into this 3v3 on towards the A side. Another trade back from both the sides, and look at Blackhawk.
Round number 9. Blackhawk just doing fine. The ult shuffles up Logista, makes him bounce on his feet, makes his skull crack on the ground. Blackhawk. Nutty shots, even nuttier plays. Got off with the first 2 kills in the round, started the killing spree from a Sheriff, upgraded to a Phantom rather, and then the ultimate. It could have been a disastrous round considering Sai had no idea he was about to get swung by 2 people like that. And as soon as they lost the control of A-Link, I thought they have it in the bag. The hat was taken out, information stolen, the round should have been theirs. Yeah, but when you've got Blackhawk on that big bad earthquake, he's sitting on it, you can never really expect to win rounds like those.
Indeed, 5-4. This has been much better from Godparticles, but EXO still are in control of the situation completely. And Eco in the hands of Godparticles, but that still doesn't throw them out completely. They've been spotted out multiple times in this mid-region, as Shivy is looking to crawl on towards Blackhawk. Ember finds one though, and decides to immediately trade back towards mid. Still good enough, but they need to find more Godparticles. They need to find an opening. They're not giving up this mid position, though.
Yeah, but Excali once again doing dirty. Just so many times he's managed to sneak behind his enemy. So many times they have no idea he's walking behind them like a predator, waiting to lurk in the shadows. Ah, how did Knight Rider survive that one? He was supposed to die right there with the flashes, but he does make good on his end. Ghost now looking to retake the site, but he's got Skargot cornered, and he somehow still survives. Just take away my voice already. I'm gonna lose it by the end of the night.
Yeah, it's another round for the side of EXO. 6-4. They're looking a little bit more stabilized, and they want to try and make sure that there's no more rounds being given away. The one thing that I would like to see Godparticles do is maybe do an all-out rush. They haven't done that yet, I believe, towards B at least.
No.
Right? You know, those rounds where B is just straight up hit because you know it's more easier to attack. Because look at this right now. EXO, they've left B completely unattended. Only that one alarm bot's gonna be there as Excali yet again pushes up. He's gonna be going straight in. Oh, look at how is this guy allowed to do this every single time? He gets almost misses the shot, but he still gets it. But EXO, they're not getting their foot off the gas pedal yet.
I've got your trail.
Uh-oh. See hit confirmed. Hunter's Fury put down just to make sure all the common positions are cleared out, and Shimmy is delivering on that front. But the spike is dropped in Garage, and retrieving it is going to be difficult. They need to dig it out. Make sure there are no kinks or chinks in the armor. Knight Rider will plant, but will there be any shock dots to kill him as he tries to do it? Well, not just yet. 2v4, Blackhawk has almost nothing to work with. The recon dot will give them a little bit of information, but Knight Rider crosses over safely.
Blackhawk needs to be careful. All three players are towards C-Long, so that's one thing I'm not quite sure that they will know. They could expect somebody to come in from Garage, but these Astro Stars are always a problem. But Sai, he takes out one. The tap helps. He knows where the other one is. The third one is Ember, who's going to be a problem because his information is not yet given out. They need to stick this tap, and they need to do it right now. Ember is going to be spotted as well, but he's taken down Blackhawk with the spotting, and that's going to be number 5 for Godparticles as they answer back as soon as their buy round comes into their hands.
They don't even get to save, and he died after the round was over, so no money for Sai. He has a little bit of spare funds from the previous round, but his teammates will have to suffer. Scally downgrading to a pistol and light armor. Same fate might follow Blackhawk. He's going to be lacking a little bit of... No, I think he has all the utility he needs. Either way, dying after the timer runs out, never a good thing. The only silver lining is that even Godparticles don't have that good of a buy. They have one Spectre on Knight Rider. Although I do believe EXO have made more sacrifices over here, but Excali looking to make good on what he did before. Flash combination, Logister all the way back in spawn. 2 people pushing him at the same time, and one of them dashes across the spawn. Excali using his teammate as bait, but they can't fall back. Skargot brings it back to neutral ground, and this is iffy for now. EXO taking unnecessary risks. Last round in the half. Probably want to make sure that this A hit is as flawless as possible. Alarm bot on long, won't detect anyone. In fact, Vimp is not even playing in the site. He just starts to move in because he has an inkling about Knight Rider's position. But will he spot him? Yes, he will. Little does he know that Skargot's about to swing him at the same time. Somehow finds one through the smoke. Wimp and smoke kills. Just name a better combination. I bet you can't.
Yeah, but those shock darts are not gonna be doing too... No, they're actually gonna be doing too much damage. Skargot eats a lot of it, and the bullet confirms the kill as Ghost is along with his handy Sova Sai against an Astra and a Sai... sorry, forgive me, Sova combination. It's gonna be a composition diff coming in right now, but Ember... He looks like he wants to be the difference maker. He's coming in from the backstab. Sai spots him out, takes him down. And it's gonna be only Ghost left, but... There's nothing he can do. Ember takes down the last person, and he's giving value just as much as he was providing for his team in the first map. Still leading the charge with 13 kills on his side. 6-6. The scoreline shows no difference between the two teams on Haven.
Great stuff by both the teams over here, especially by Ember moving across the entire map to come in from the defender entrance. Not many would have expected that. 6-6. So much better than 9-3, right?
Yeah, much better.
Do you think this will still be a 2-0?
I'm not really that sure yet. It probably could be, but it's all up to the side of Godparticles to show us whether or not it's, you know, going to bind, because they need this pistol. They need at least a 9-6 lead, and that's gonna come only if they win this pistol. So it's all up to them right now, because EXO, they look a little bit more comfortable than the side of Godparticles as they move straight in towards B. The plant's gonna come in, and Excali, he's gonna confirm post plant within the first 30 seconds of the round.
That was incredibly fast. The kind of speed that I was expecting from XO. All of them now holding at the bottom of mid. Somehow this garage aggression needs to work out for Godparticles, otherwise they'll never be able to defend or retake this area. Logista and Scargod, good for 1 kill each, but they still haven't found out Excali, who's hiding inside the smoke, and now the cheeky plays from the shorty. Up against the Sheriff, he probably might be able to win, especially when Sai is covering his back. But now he's trapped in this corner. Everyone's pressuring him. How on earth is Sai allowed to live for that long? Logista finally puts him out of his misery, but he knows he's up against the shorty. He's prepared for that peek too, but what can he possibly do?
He doesn't want the ghost, he's just looking at him, as the shorty is clearly a more potent weapon.
Especially in the hands of Excali. If he can run away, if he can dash into the faces of his enemies and blast them in the face with all that lead, you bet that he's going to prefer it over the Ghost and even the Sheriff any day.
Indeed.
We might even see him pick up a Judd somewhere in this half.
Maybe, if he wants to, you know, maybe dash in towards A short and take out, you know, the competition there. As Ghost and Cole are going to be putting up number 7. And they move in towards garage. Scar got popped up, but Ghost is just a little bit too aware of this. He's gonna take him down, trying to make a cheeky play and throw down those stars as Excali dashes into the side, finds a kill, and that should be an easy round for EXO.
1 enemy remaining.
Crossfire outside a Nebula. We've seen Fnatic do this before, but with a barrier up. This time, though, it was a rather easy cleanup round for Team EXO. Ghost died, and people are actually laughing about it, so that's a little amusing. Either way, this is going to be once again a bonus round for EXO. A rather full buy for Team Godparticles over here. I wouldn't even say full, because Logista doesn't have money for complete armor. Although I have one feeling, if EXO play this very passively, if they try to sneak into a site as close as possible and then they burst out at first contact, if they go for those contact plays like we have seen them do before, I think they might just be able to catch Godparticles unaware.
Yeah.
And I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Once again, they're heading towards the B site. Ember defending it pretty well for now, but the other players have to show up. Ember lining up all the frags, 4 in a row. Shivy steals the ace. But that was a stylish frag moment indeed. Hitting every single shot.
Okay then. An immediate response after 2 rounds being given away. That's exactly what you would expect from Godparticles as soon as their buy came up, but in that fashion, I did not I thought this was going to be a little bit more hard fought. Going towards B was the right decision, but Godparticles, they read right through it. And Ember, well, he's been the star of the show for Godparticles in this entire series so far. And he looks like he wants to carry them all the way towards that win and maybe bind.
Blinded.
Okay. Bind up on the stake. EXO up on the chopping block, potentially. That's at least what Knight Rider is looking to do. The Cloudburst saves him from getting flashed, but Ember sneaks out of that Nebula, decimating Blackhawk and any hopes that he might have had of getting into the site. Of course, his teammates from Long will cover up for him, but it's still a 3v3. Spike not planted yet, as they want Excali to pick up a kill or 2 before they commit this one. Oh,
No,
but he overextends the crossfire between the EXO players.
Completely
Not gonna help him out.
unnecessary.
Yeah, a little unnecessary, I have to agree. They could have gone for the spike plant immediately, but see, that's why they didn't go for the plant just yet. They knew as soon as they tried to stick it, the Hunter's Fury will be committed. That's probably why they wanted to kill Shivy before they went for the plant, but this is out in the open, and this is way too risky.
Okay.
Last player standing.
What?
Spike down. C.
I have the spike.
What? What are you doing, EXO?
It's too many unnecessary risks.
Yeah, I mean, the decision making in this round has been particularly a little over the head, kind of a
30 seconds
scratcher.
left.
I don't know why they would go for that plant. I don't know why they would send Excali so deep. They could have just held on the side. They know they're being covered by 3 different directions. Then fight it all together. Just take the plant and 2 of you have to cover him. But EXO lost this run, honestly, on the back of their own mistakes. It was just really unnecessary mistakes.
I agree. It does kind of make you scratch your head.
Because if you saw when Wimp was taking the plant, Sai was towards his right. When Wimp was taking plant towards the left. And Wimp is going to be the first one exposed.
Exactly, and he's going to die first.
Yeah, exactly. Why would you be on his right? You cover from the left and...
That's
Oh,
not
man,
even the
I
worst
don't
part.
know.
You never needed to plant on that side of the box in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Either way, it's fine, as long as they know what they're doing. They're going for a pretty fast A hit this time around. Sheriffs and Spectres to lead the charge. All the nebulas and stars being put up. One in hell, one in heaven. Knight Rider and the Cypher, both of them present in this direction. But after making all this noise towards the A side, they just kind of stop. A complete halt. They're hoping that all the players of Godparticles who heard them walk towards the A side with such fury go back later on. And then they use the Hunter's Fury to clear out the common angles, maybe even get a kill or two. Flashing and dashing, everyone's getting revealed. Logista picking up Blackhawk through that smoke because he got caught on the trap wire. Does net them the plant. And honestly, that's all that they came for. They just wanted the plant. EXO, even if they lose this round, they're going to be comfortable with it. But they can still hold crossfires and defend with all their lives. Cosmic Divide will force everyone to play from the site, which is something that they would have done in the first place anyway. One on the hell, decent crossfire between Sai and Ghost, but they don't need to peek. They will do it nonetheless. And Ember will obviously punish it. One man left, and he won't be standing for long.
You know, if I really want to consider what exactly the side of EXO are doing, I probably have to go back to the beginning of this matchup. And I think you would probably agree with the same as well. When I say, is the composition of the players actually correct from the side of EXO? Ghost playing on that Astra, Blackhawk on the Breach. Was it really, you know, a good decision?
Questionable at best.
You know, if you would say, you know, Blackhawk, if he was on the Astra and if he probably had Ghost on Sky, this would have been a whole different map.
Definitely. Definitely. But Blackhawk's doing pretty well on the Breach too. He's been hitting some really important shots. Remember that quad kill he got in that round?
Yeah,
Got his team a thrifty win.
that is true, but there have been some questionable plays across. And you can see that, you know, the side of EXO, although they are playing these, you know, great plays sometimes, at the same time, they're having difficulties to try and read Godparticles in the way that they want to. They're trying to aggress the pace onto them in a couple of rounds by pushing up A, pushing up mid, but it doesn't work out for them. This time it does for Knight Rider.
A.
As Blackhawk, well, he gives away a 1v1, which was supposed to be a 2v1. Sai cannot back him up because he was a little bit to the right. And EXO, one after the other, their players keep dropping, and Knight Rider is not afraid of anything. This guy is absolutely crazy. And although he gets taken out, this round is done and dusted. Number 10 for the side of Godparticles coming right up.
1v4 required of Ghost if he wants to deny this. But it is most likely that Godparticles will reach double digits unless the
30
23
seconds
HP clutch manifests and somehow shatters all hope that Godparticles have for now. He's got the spike. Decent amount of time to isolate all the fights, but Scargod sees his shoulder.
Oh boy, this is getting scarier by the moment. EXO, they need to be a little bit more careful. Because if they lose out this round, it could be buying on the cards. They've got a desperate buy come in. They have to make this work. Spectres, Vandals, half armors across the board. And they need to make sure that this round goes in their bag. Or else, they can just say bye-bye to Haven and that 2-0 victory.
Still a strong possibility of a comeback from EXO. They've got 3 Spectres, but they also have 3 ultimates. They've got the lockdown and the cosmic divide combination, which can be great for clearing up a site. They've also got the rolling thunder, which can be useful in any situation, to be honest. On the other side, they only have 2 ultimates which can find out information and 1 which can deal damage, so it's not looking that scary. They're not game-changing ultimates.
Oh, Blackhawk, did he not see the camp? Oh, now they did.
It's okay. They're just trying to take pressure. Slowly and surely, making sure that all the players inside Garage either fall back or face them and fight in a 1v3.
Oh, no.
Spike down mid.
Excali. Oh my god, what the hell, Knight Rider, how are you pulling this off? This guy is using the operator like a shotgun
Last player
and
standing.
jumping around. Ghost will find 2 back and the Killjoy ultimate will survive, but the radius is not good enough to take out the other 2 towards a link. It's up to Sai, and he's gonna go straight down to the depths of hell as Shivy makes the round 11 pop up for his team. And Bind is looking a lot more nearer than it did in the first map.
Whew. Excali even dashed inside to catch Knight Rider. He knew that he dashed away to safety, but of course the AWP animation still won't be complete. Excali went up top, Knight Rider directly below him, and he did not even spot out Knight Rider. He was able to shoot him down, but Excali not having an idea where his opponent was. Now think about how often that happens. Almost never. It's usually Excali who's able to bamboozle his enemies. It's usually his opponents who don't see where Excali is heading. But this time, he was the one who did not have a line of sight onto his enemy. Oh, the right click off the blade storm missed, but the shock darts don't miss. And after making your player lose his life on the A site, another assault goes towards C. So Excali basically did his job. He sold the fake.
No.